Hello, I'm Greg Robinson, Executive Director of the Orangeburg County Development Commission. Discovering future career opportunities is an important step, even at this stage of your lives. What would you like to be when you grow up? What are your career interests? Which of the 16 career clusters would you fall under? I join your schools, your parents, your school counselors, career specialists, in a desire to help guide you in that direction. Please join the Orangeburg County School District as we present to you the first virtual career fair. Together, we will explore different careers under the 16 career clusters, from professionals right here in our own community, and out of the 16 career clusters, we will highlight careers from fields in the highest demand and of the highest interest to you, our Orangeburg County School District student. The remaining careers will be featured on a Bitmoji to be available at your schools. We want your career to be a fitting platform for you to contribute your individual talents and interests to a field that aligns with your purpose and, most importantly, your passion. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, I'm Savannah Schuler from Branchville High School. We're here at Davis Toyota, and today we're going to talk with one of the sales coordinators and see what they do.
Basically, what I do, I'm a pro certified sales consultant at Davis Toyota. Basically, what I do, I provide transportation for people. Okay, so I love helping people. If someone comes in, I sell them either a van, a truck, a car.
And what did you do leading up to get here?
Okay, basically, I got a 4-year degree at Virginia State University in business administration. I've been in sales for like over 40-some years, selling different merchandise. I love helping people. Basically, what I do. Okay, I provide a service. I'm gonna take care of the customer before the sale, during the sale, and after the sale. The most important skill to be a salesperson, first of all, you got to be a people person. You got to be honest, dependable, and trustworthy. And if you don't know a question, if a customer asks you a question, it's a matter if you don't know, just say I don't know, but we'll find you an answer. The best thing about sales is when you sell a vehicle, it's not the money. It's just the point that when you provide a service for someone and they didn't think they could get into a vehicle, and you do everything in the world from A to Z to get them in a vehicle, and seeing that smile on their face, it's priceless. Money cannot pay for that. Well, first and foremost, go into sales, like I said at the beginning, you gotta love helping people. You gotta love long hours, and it's not the money. The money will come. You just gotta love helping people. That's the number one thing. If you love helping people, it's a smooth sale.
And now we're going to talk to Scott Frost from Zeus to see what he does.
Well, I'm glad you asked. I live in a very exciting world. I live in the world of IT, which means every day something new is different and changing. It includes everything from keeping IT systems, the network up and running, the laptops, desktops, mobile phones, cybersecurity as well, to make sure that the bad guys aren't able to get in and do nefarious things within your network. So every day is a constant change. If you hate being bored, IT is the place to go. So IT has a wide range of jobs. You can go everywhere from being a project manager. You can go into the networking side of things and say, how do you keep things connected? Or in our world, as we're wearing these masks because of COVID, you can work safely at home, and all that's part of a network engineering job. You could be a business analyst. You want to understand how a business runs, and you want to be able to answer questions and be able to say, well, what do you really want out of that application? Or what do you really want out of that service of IT? That's a business analyst. Or you want to get into business intelligence. So, and again, those are only just the top of what an IT professional can do.
And then personally, what is your favorite thing to do when you're at work and when you're working?
What I enjoy is see somebody's eyes light up when we provided them a solution that allows them to do something 10 times faster or better or easier than they did before and make their life a little bit easier, and in the same time made the business much more effective and efficient and to be able to continue to grow. And that's why Zeus has been around for 60 years, is because we're constantly innovating, we're constantly striving, that we're not accepting that what we're doing is good enough. We're constantly striving to push ourselves to be a little bit better at what we're doing and helping our customers in the process.
Is there anything else you think someone interested in IT should know?
I would just simply say this: get into it. Jump at the opportunity. Ask the questions. We want to help you get into IT. We want to find the young women and the young men who are interested and say, be a part of this world because you can make a difference. There's such a wealth of opportunities and job families within IT that you can find a home there and feel like you can make a difference and provide a great living for your family.
We're here at the RMC Healthplex in Orangeburg to talk to Dr. Chris Wilson about what he does.
Yes, I'm Chris. I'm the Director of Rehab here at our facility here in Orangeburg, South Carolina, Regional Medical Center's Healthplex. And what I do on a day-to-day basis is a lot of things. So I oversee 5 fitness facilities. I oversee our acute care therapists who are in the hospital seeing patients right after surgery. And I also work down here where we're at right now in the fitness kind of area, where we also have physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech-language pathology. Plus we have one other location with physical therapy that I also oversee. So I try to balance those different areas. I try to make sure that my team members have what they need to have a great work environment so they can take care of people. And I try to make sure that our patients and our members of our fitness facility have what they need to get better, to feel better, to stay moving and healthy.
Okay, great. What level of education would you say is needed in your profession and related professions?
Yeah, so we've got a couple different professions here. So your physical therapist, right now, the requirement since about 2013 or a little bit before that maybe, has required a doctorate level degree. For your occupational therapist, you're looking at a master's degree right now, but it's transitioning to a doctorate as well. Your speech language pathologists are a master's degree. And all 3 disciplines have board specialties in addition to that, so you can continue to learn, to grow, and really, we're always learning and growing. We also have exercise physiology, and that is a bachelor's level degree with opportunities for masters and beyond. And then we've got other folks that provide support in terms of our front office and various areas, which have quite a range of educational opportunities.
Well, is there anything else you think someone should know about your profession?
I think it's just, you've got to understand what's most important to you. You've got certain professions, certainly your medical doctors, your surgeons, that's where you're going to make the most money, but you're also going to invest lots of time, energy, and years of your life to get there. You've got other professions where you've got a little bit more of a graduated progression within the field. And you've got some that are more direct patient care, some are in and out. There's a wide variety, so explore. Ask questions until you're done asking questions, and then ask some more, and then just make the right decision for you.
Today we're at the Healthplex and we're here to ask Shayna Fogan some questions. What does an occupational therapist do?
So occupational therapists basically take people, like everyday activities that a person does, which we consider as your occupation. So as far as like your self-care, bathing, dressing, cooking, all of that type of stuff. And if you're injured, then we come in and we come up with interventions that can help you regain your strength and independence.
What level of education is needed to become an occupational therapist assistant?
So of course you want to graduate from high school diploma. You want to get your associate's degree. Once you get your associate's degree, then you go into getting your license and your certification through South Carolina licensing boards.
What advice would you give someone that would like to become an occupational therapist assistant?
I would say shadow someone or shadow the field that you want to be in. So with occupational therapy, shadowing someone in rehab, making sure that's something that you really want to be interested in. Do your research, reach out to a therapist, a mentor, someone that can encourage you and give you a little bit more background information with it.
How long have you been an occupational therapist?
I've been an occupational therapist for 10 plus years now.
What advice can you give about professionalism, showing up on time for work, and dressing for success?
You should always remain professional at all times. And let me tell you, people are here to check you if you're not professional, but you always want to be ready, so you won't have to ever get ready. So showing up on time, dressing for the occasion, being bold in your career, whatever it may be, and trusting in yourself and finding that passion within yourself.
This is my last question. Social media is such a big part of the way people express themselves. Can you give advice on how to use social media appropriately for your success?
So of course, social media is a big thing. You got your TikToks, you got your Instagram, you got your Facebook, you got all of these different things. But it can also affect you in your profession. So you want to make sure that whatever you're posting, that you're always appropriate, because basically it's everybody's watching. The whole world is watching. So whatever you put out there, that's the only thing that they're going to know. You always want to make sure that you're leaving a lasting impression on somebody. You never give someone something bad to talk about. If they see it, that's what they're going to see. That's their first impression of you. So if you're going to a job interview and they're like, oh, Tiana is on there doing all of this and that, you think that's not going to affect? Yeah, that's going to affect who you are as a person. So always be true to yourself. You know, don't put on a fake or front for anybody else, for your friends and all the peer pressure, but you have to make sure that you're creating a bright future for yourself, even at this age that you're at now. Believe in yourself, be passionate in what you do and love what you do, but always know that they're watching.
And now we're at the pediatric dentist to talk to Dr. Audrey Gordon to see what she does.
Well, I'm Audrey Gordon. I'm a pediatric dentist here in town. And my main job is to take care of children's teeth. Okay. We look at the oral health of children, starting from infancy all the way through high school. You know, I have patients that have come in that we've kept through college, but mainly taking care of the oral health.
Okay, and then what jobs are related to the one that you do?
My dental staff, my dental team, which consists of dental assistants, administrative, and clinical. The clinical assistants make the patients feel comfortable. The dentist is not a favorite place for most, so they try to help them feel at ease when they come in. They do cleanings, they do x-rays.
What sort of education level would you say is necessary to get into the dentist profession?
So as far as becoming a dentist, you need to go through college. But normally it's a 4-year college tenure, and then you go on to dental school, which is 4 years. We can send you to a program to get your certificate in dental assistant. Or you may want to be a hygienist. That program is a 2-year program after high school. You can also get a bachelor's degree from a college in hygiene. It's a program that's 2 and 2. 2 years of undergrad and then 2 years of hygiene school. So school is very important, education is very important. The starting salary of a dentist is probably about $100,000, 100 to 150. Our hours are usually at least 40 hours a week, if not more. You have patients that come in that may not have been in your schedule. You know, we have emergencies, you can't leave them hanging. So, you know, your hours may be 60 hours a week, but the average is about 40 hours a week. If you look at a specialist, such as an orthodontist, their salary, the average is probably about $220,000, $250,000 a year. The surgeons, oral surgeons who take out wisdom teeth, they may have to do jaw reconstruction. Their salaries range about $300,000 and more per year.
What does you do on a day-to-day basis?
I work on a team with a few people who help to create a lot of our visuals. Anything that really kind of connects the dots from the corporate office to our customer, I would say that that is the marketing team's main job. We're a manufacturing facility. We're making pharmaceutical products, so medications. We have 2 divisions. So on one side of our company, we're making respiratory products. And then on a different side of our company, we're making drug shortage medication.
In marketing specifically, what sort of education level do you usually begin with?
So for my current job in marketing, I did attend a 4-year university and I got my bachelor's of arts degree. Mine was in public relations. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a requirement, but I do think that some college education is beneficial in a marketing office. So I would say preferably an associate's or a bachelor's degree to work in the marketing office. We have some graphics design majors, communication, so they all kind of fall under a similar umbrella. So some skills that have really helped me, I think, are communication. So whether that's written or verbal, proofreading, editing, checking for, proper grammar or typos, even if it's just in an email. Also, I would say public speaking, so verbal communications, I think is really helpful because, again, being in marketing or sales, we really are kind of the face of the company to some extent.
How important is professionalism?
Yes, I think that professionalism is important in any job that you have. I think showing up on time is very important, just being considerate of others' time. I think maybe you've heard the phrase, and I think it's true, when you look good, you feel good, and then you do good. I think that, if you're dressed professionally, you're going to perform a little bit better. You might hold your posture a little taller if you've got a nice outfit on or something. I think it just kind of sets the standard for how you hope to interact, with your fellow coworkers and then also your customers.
Is there any advice you would give someone who's interested in marketing?
I think would just be to do what you can now to kind of expose yourself to some of these, professional environments. So if you have, different clubs at school, just any activity that you can kind of be around a group of people, be around a group of adults, and just kind of have these professional conversations. I think any experience you can kind of give yourself is gonna be helpful to you. Remember those little details like showing up on time and wearing the right uniform or whatever the case may be. I think that all of those are good tools to kind of set you up for success.
I'm Bushette, and today we're at Wholesome Cement Plant in Holly Hills, South Carolina, and we're going to ask some employees a couple of questions. What level of education do you need for your position?
For my position, I have a bachelor's degree in sociology and I have a minor in psychology. I don't necessarily use the degrees, but they do come in handy. You could also have a business degree to do my work with HR and have a HR emphasis. And a lot of folks do have master's degree in business.
And what's the salary range for someone starting out in your position, and then, as they move up, how does that grow?
In my position, for an HR manager, you would start somewhere around, there's a few different types of positions. We have human resource business partners, which are less experienced, and then as you move in, you become a manager, and then possibility to a senior manager, and then we even have opportunities to be a director over an entire region. And the salary range for that would be somewhere between $70,000 to $130,000 a year.
All right, and what are some of your favorite things you like to do in your job?
In my job, I do a lot of recruiting, so it's an opportunity to meet and hire new people for the plant specifically. I also work with different states and different divisions throughout the company, but what I like about recruiting is getting to meet people and pick the right people for the jobs that we have. So it's my opportunity to find people that are going to come in and be of value to our plant.
And have you had any other jobs than the one that you have now?
I've had various different jobs. I was a social worker when I first got out of college. I went back to school and received a social work degree and worked for a dialysis clinic. So I started some experience there, but by the time I was 25, I started working in payroll and moved my way up to human resource management. So I've been doing this for about 23 years.
And what are your thoughts on the aspects of professionalism, such as time management, attire, and social media usage?
Attire, I think if you wake up in the morning and you question yourself, should I wear this to work? then the answer is probably no. If you question what someone's going to say or how it would reflect on the company, if the answer is even maybe, you should probably rethink and change what you're going to do. Social media can be a very hard thing to maneuver through, and professionalism, even on social media, whether it's in your personal life and in your work life, is important, because today, as human resource managers, believe it or not, they do look at your social media page and see if there's a character piece there that's going to not be good for the position. Being professional is one of the most important skills. We can teach a lot of things with on-the-job training, but your work ethic is one of the most important that we cannot teach.
What level of education do you need for your position?
For my position, you could certainly hold this position with a high school diploma. Technical degrees and or bachelor's degrees would probably serve you better in this position.
And what's the salary range for someone starting out in your position, and then what is it as they continue to move up?
I would say a typical salary range for my position is somewhere in the $70,000 to $105,000 range.
What are some of your favorite things to do in your position?
Probably at the top of the list would be, being able to develop people, develop their skills in their jobs, getting to know and understand the people. Secondly, as far as favorite things, is the technical side of it, understanding the plant equipment, the process, and being able to solve some of the bottlenecks.
And have you had any other jobs before the one you have now?
I have. I started with a company in Orangeburg where we produced Teflon tubing, and I progressed from an operator into the research and development department there. Worked for them for about 6 years, and was hired on here at Forge Wholesale. And I progressed through from entry-level production up to production supervisor.
And what are your thoughts on the aspects of professionalism, such as time management, attire, and social media use?
For me, time management is very important. It's important that we manage our time and their time correctly. If not, we don't meet our milestones and goals for the day, for the week, for the month. Professionalism is very important. To me, it's all about how you present yourself to the company, to other people. Social media is a very important platform. It allows people another avenue to present their opinions, their ideas, but you have to be very careful with social media as to how you present yourself, what you post, what you share, what you like, whatever the terms may be for social media. There may be a potential employer that's looking at social media, or in your case, being a senior in high school, there could be a college administrator that's looking at social media. So you don't want it to negatively impact your life in any way.
Can you tell me your name and a little about yourself?
My name is Chantelle Butler. I am a resident of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm originally from Branchville, South Carolina. Deputy Butler is my mother at Branchville High School.
Can you tell us where you work and what you do there?
I work for UPS as an automation engineer. My current job consists of managing 9 mechanics. Mechanics are people who maintenance our equipment. They maintain it, they fix it, they work on it, they do anything that we need them to do to make sure that at UPS we're able to move a package from one place to another. So the mechanics are pretty much our superheroes They make sure our equipment functions as it should so that we can make sure that you guys get your packages on time.
What is the level of education for this career?
The level of education needed for this position would be a 4-year degree from an accredited university. I attended Clemson University. I'm class of 2014, where I obtained a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering.
What are some of the positives to this career?
The thing I like most about my job is that I'm able to troubleshoot. I'm able to find out the problems and find out the cause of the problems and find a solution for those problems and prevent them from happening again.
What are some downsides to this career?
One of the things that I like least about my job is that it's very demanding. There's no real downtime. I work 4 days a week, 12 hours every day, sometimes more. And before I became an automation engineer for UPS, I was a consultant for another firm, and I worked 6 days a week, and I traveled 90% of the time. It's very demanding, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
Is there any advice you would like to give about this career?
One piece of advice that I would give any student who is interested in becoming an engineer is choose your career wisely. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I love being an engineer. I love working at UPS, and I love being able to impact people's lives, even if they don't know that I'm doing so. The one other thing I would say is whenever you select whatever discipline you decide to go to school for, make sure you're doing it for yourself and not for anyone else. Make sure you choose your school for yourself and not for anyone else. Make sure wherever you go, you love it, you enjoy it, and it's where you want to be. Because at the end of the day, the memories you make will be yours. So make sure you choose wisely and choose smartly.
We're here at the Cope-Erie Career Center to learn about their CDL program.
I teach CDL, or commercial driver's license. What we do is help students get their permit. And then once they leave here, when they graduate from here, they'll finish up at OC Tech to get their license. Okay? So I'm gonna give them all the in-classroom time, a little bit behind the wheel time, and just knock some time off of what they'll have to take at OC Tech. Okay?
And generally, how many years would this whole process take?
Take about 6 months. So they'll have, basically about 5 months with me, and then they'll go to Tech for most time about 6 weeks and be done.
Mm-hmm. What sort of salary are we looking at here?
Depending on who you go to work for, what kind of contract you sign and everything, starting pay probably be somewhere around $40,000 to $48,000. In this business, if that truck's not moving, you don't get a check. So it's got to be rolling.
How important is professionalism in this career?
Well, you're the one that's driving that truck, and that truck's a running billboard. So you don't want to go out there and show out and do damage to the company itself. So company image, yeah, it's big. Again, depending on who you go to work for. Some people let you drive in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Other people want you in a uniform.
And here at work, what is your favorite thing?
Getting out behind the wheel. Taking a student most of them never even driven a manual transmission vehicle, and take them out and put them behind the wheel of this, telling them what to do or where you need to go. So that's the best part. And to see when they do accomplish something, to see them light up, to see it click with them. That's the best part. Program here we started 2 years ago. We are the only Class A CDL high school program in the state right now. Class A meaning that you drive a tractor trailer like this and not a box truck, a moving van, or cube van, a little single unit deal.
Is there anything else you think someone should know before they come into this?
Need to know that it's a career where is a good opportunity for you to get out and see the United States. See what you haven't ever seen. There's a lot more out there than just what's happening around Orangeburg or around here. You're on the road 8 to 10 hours a day. driving pretty much nonstop. You get 15-minute break in the morning, 15-minute break in the afternoon, and about 45-minute lunch. But other than that, you're sitting behind the wheel. Regardless of what the weather conditions are, regardless of what the traffic conditions are, that truck's got to be moving. If you decide to take the class, just be committed. Because there's a huge demand out there for truck drivers right now, and you got to put some time in. It's not all just get behind the wheel. There is some class time that goes with it. So just be prepared. Be prepared for what you're getting into.
Today, we are here at Bimbo's Bakery
to talk to Kayla Gibson and ask her some questions about her career.
I would like to start off by asking, what is the level of education that's needed to work here?
A high school diploma.
What is the hourly range?
It ranges from $17 an hour to $20 an hour.
And my last question is, what are your favorite things about working here?
My favorite thing is helping others get my machine working efficiently to get the product and quality that's necessary here to produce at Bimbo Bakeries.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My first question is, what type of advice do you have for someone who is looking for a job, and what opportunities do they need to look out for?
First, I would let them know to come in, be patient with an open mindset. Come in, be strong, open-minded.
What skills do you look for in employees?
We look for stability. We look for being on time. We're pretty much gonna tell or notice if you're willing to work that first week, because you're gonna perform. When you come to work, and if you want to work, you're gonna act like you want to work. You're gonna perform if you want to work. So we basically gonna know. We want people that come in and get the job done, help others.
What are some of the jobs that are available here?
Right now we're looking for oven operators. We're looking for divider operators. We're looking for mixer operators. We're looking for wrappers.
What is your idea of characteristics found in a professional employee?
Positive. That's the main characteristic that you need to have when you come here at the bakery. You have to keep a positive mindset because, like I said, it's very, very hot.
In your opinion, how important is it for people to show up on work for time? Like on time for work?
That is number one priority. Because just like you don't go to school. If you don't go to school, you can't get the work done, right? If you don't go to school and you miss that assignment, what you gonna get? A 0. Same thing with us. If you miss work, for one, you're not gonna get paid. For two, if I don't come to work, the next person don't come to work, we're not gonna get the job done. So it's gonna be somebody that should have been working in their own area is gonna be working in your area that's gonna be working harder. So it's very important to show up to work and show up to work on time.
If a person is applying for a job here, do you check their social media?
You always have to be mindful of what you put on social media because it can follow you for the rest of your life. So of course you don't wanna, if you're looking for a supervisor position, you don't wanna put negative things also on social media. If you're looking for any job, you don't always wanna be the ones that put negative things on social media. Living in the real world, I think you have to be very mindful of what you put on social media. Social media basically tells a lot about your attitude and your personality.
Is there anything that you least like about your job?
Not really, but like I said, it's very hot in here. So not that I don't like it, because I've got accustomed to it. I like coming to work. I love the people I'm with. It's not every day is not gonna be easy. If I sit here and tell you that it's easy, I'll be lying to you. But for the most part, I enjoy coming to work. When applying for here, just be open-minded, come positive, ready to work. When you can start working, I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it. Because I stepped out on faith here. I drove an hour and a half every day to work. So just be positive, come to work. If you wanna do it, you're gonna do it. So.
Real quick, could you tell me what you do?
Yeah, so on a typical day, I work on the design of K-12 schools. So most of the day I spend my time working in a software called Revit, where we design the school. and I work with my coworkers on building all that together and pulling together the building. And we also work closely with our consultants, which are MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing engineers, to bring all the different components of the building together.
What sort of education level do you need to be an architect?
Okay, so there's a bit of a process to become a licensed architect. So the first step is to get a NAB accredited degree, and NAB is the National Architecture Accreditation Board. So they have a list of schools that are accredited by their board. I believe the only accredited program in South Carolina is Clemson's Master of Architecture. So to get an accredited degree, you either need a 5-year Bachelor of Architecture or an undergrad degree, and then a 2-year Master of Architecture or 3-year Master of Architecture degree. So once you have your professional degree, you then have to complete 3,740 interning hours in different categories, which then get approved by your supervisor. After that is done, you can sit for your 6 exams, and then once you pass those 6 exams, you're a licensed architect. So it's about, I would say, like a 6 to 8 year process to get licensed. But the first step is getting that accredited degree.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, what sort of salary range is typical?
There's a pretty big range. So I would say for the South Atlantic region, it would start off maybe around the mid or low 50s for like a recent graduate. And then it can go well into the 6 figures for like CEOs and people that are very high up.
Earlier you mentioned a program called Revit. I think a lot of people believe that architects draw everything by hand. How much hand drawing do you do versus computer drawing?
I do 0 hand drawing. Most of the things that I do are in Revit or computer based. Besides Revit, we also use a software called SketchUp, and we also sometimes use AutoCAD.
What sort of advice would you give someone who's going into the profession?
So if they are in high school, I would say definitely try to go to a summer camp or a curriculum program like through ACE or something, or NOMA, to get a better idea of what it's like to be an architect and go to architecture school. Once you're in school, I would definitely say learn Revit. I think they're starting to teach it now, but it's super important that you have a background in that. And also try to seek out shadowing opportunities, which you can also do as a high school student, and go to some site visits. That's really cool to see things under construction, and it gives you like a really good idea of what it's like to be an architect.
Well, what is like your favorite thing that you do on a day-to-day?
My favorite thing are doing 3D renderings and animations. It's when you try to make like semi-photorealistic images of the building before it's even under construction. That way it gives the clients and the community a really good idea of like what it'll look like.
And what are your thoughts on professionalism in the workplace leading up to?
So I think professionalism is very important. It's pretty critical to like getting your career started. So I would say making sure you start, like show up to work on time, making sure you're dressed appropriately for whatever events you have throughout the day. Like things like that are really important, I would say. And sometimes you don't even know the different things that go into professionalism. So if you don't, I would say a great way to get a better idea of that is to try to seek out a mentor or someone you can talk to about how they get started in their career and what are things to look out for.
And just to wrap it all up, this has been great. Is there anything else you think someone should know?
I would say just know it's a long road, but it's so well worth it to just pursue it, especially if you love design, you have a passion for making the world a better place. I think there's always room for more diverse architects. So I would say go for it.
My name is Tracy Scoville. I'm in my 28th year here at the Technology Center in the program studies of NCCR building construction. The construction industry is the second largest employer in the United States. So there are many opportunities, everything from real estate to a heavy equipment operator, to an engineer, to a project manager. Upon graduation, they can go into a 4-year institution and major in something like civil engineering. They can go into a 2-year program and study building construction, technology, or program management. Or they can go into a apprenticeship program, or they can also go directly straight to work. When students come to this program, they actually have an opportunity to work on live projects. Everything from building a small doghouse to a large-scale building. We do both residential and commercial construction. Students also have a chance every Friday. We go out to live job site visits in which they get a chance to interact with contractors, subcontractors, owners, and developers. It gives them a little bit more of an insight about where their opportunities are. And that way, students can then understand more about what the profession involves and the number of opportunities that are within the profession.
Hello, Orangeburg County School District. My name is Miss Yvette Perriman-Brown, and I'm the Career Specialist for Robert E. Howard Middle School. And on behalf of the Guidance Department, we just like to say job well done for making it through a very different year, a year where you had to modify and adjust to a new way of learning. So job well done to you guys. As a career specialist, our job is to get you guys thinking about your future careers, what it is you would like to be when you grow up, whether it's going to a 4-year college or 2-year college, going into the military or learning a trade. Our job is to get you guys on track because it's never too early to think about your future.
Some of the ways we do this is by presenting you with college and industry tours, career fairs, and career assessments such as SCOAS, WIN, and ASVAB. We also assist with job shadowing and apprenticeships, as well as individual graduation plans starting in the 8th grade. I'm Candace Ilderton, Career Specialist for Branchville High School.
I am Peggy Lingard, the Career Specialist at Carver Edisto Middle School. Ensuring that we deliver a high-quality career fair to every student during this pandemic has been the mission. The use of technology and creative thinking allowed us to overcome many barriers. During this process, we had a great support system that we're thankful for. We would like to thank our superintendent, Dr. Sean Foster, Ms. Mary Glenn Piccolino in Public Relations, Dr. Leanna Calloway, Mr. Haywood John, our IT department, our professional school counselors, and our career specialists, and every employer from our communities who contributed in any way. Special thanks goes out to our virtual career fair committee that was chaired by Ms. Trina Jeter and Ms. Candace Ilderton. We are grateful to Ms. Faith Arthur for the many hours of relentless work to make this virtual career fair a success. As a career specialist, we put the S in success for every student.
We hope that you enjoyed exploring the different career clusters that was displayed and now have a better idea of which direction to travel. Please don't forget to visit the Bitmoji Classroom to explore the other career clusters. We would like to thank everyone for their contribution to our district's first virtual career fair. It is our ultimate goal to ensure that you, our future leaders of tomorrow, discover a career pathway that brings you joy as well as financial stability. Join your school community in a commitment to supporting each of you in identifying your unique pathway to success. I know that I speak for all of us in saying that we look forward to a tremendous contribution that you will make to our community through your future work. Thank you.